this as well, and I can share. Can you see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
So obviously, obviously when you open a new document, they will tell you what the size is. Particularly, they'll tell you it has to be in pixel, points, millimeter, whatever it is. They will tell you the dimensions. Once we solve a paper, we'll follow this. But right now, I'm not discussing that. There are certain tools that we are supposed to know. We'll discuss them one by one. The pen tool is important. So first of all, obviously, you do know that if we make a shape over here using this, that's the fill. You can fill it up with any color. That's the outer border. So this border line can have a stroke, which you can increase as much as you may want to. As you can see, I can increase this. If you don't want the inner, you can obviously have null. This means I don't have one. But obviously, if you want one, you can have it over here. Now, I have two tools. I have the selection tool, and I have is the direct selection. Okay. Now these lectures have to go step by step. I'll teach you some parts, then I'll give you some work to do. Okay. These logos and these things are on my website. I'll tell you how to do them. If you have a problem, I can share a video lecture, or I'll do it with you next time. So this is what we have is the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool is very interesting. So let's say if I simply click on in the corner, I can actually play around with this edge. So with the direct selection tool, I have this opportunity to work along this way. Okay, so that's a very interesting tool. For every particular shape that I have, for example, if I make over here is the ellipse tool, I have the direct selection tool over here as well. And let's say if I want to play around with this, I can. And same way I can. So direct selection tool actually helps us to manipulate the edges that we have. Okay. Again, if I talk about is the polygonal tool. In polygonal tool, let's say if I click here, it says how many sides do you want? I want 6. Okay. I click again, how many sides do you want? I want 3. In case of 3, as you can see, is if I press shift, I can maintain the aspect ratio. Okay. I hope I'm not randomly going a bit fast. I will share the video lecture with you. Okay. Beta, can you hear me right?
Yes, sir. Your voice keeps cutting.
The voice keeps cutting. Okay, I'm recording this.
Yes.
I'll share the video lecture with you as well. Okay, in case you want to. Okay. So as I was saying, I'll repeat this again. So if I want to make a rectangle and if I want to make is a square, I'll click here. And obviously, let me enter over here is 9 by 9. And if I press OK, I will make over here is an exact square. Yes or no? In the same way, if I want to make is a circle. So I'll click here and I will enter is, let's say, the width and the height exactly the same. So I make it a circle. So I can define the radius of the circle, predefine. Okay. And the same way I was just referring to the polygonal tool. So whatever I want to make a triangle. I can make one. I can even mention the dimensions over here as well. So that's the way this is done. If you make, let's say, is a square, okay, you can in the same manner using this tool, okay, and if you press shift, you can actually but shift is not working perfectly fine, but see, I can even make a triangle this way as well. So it depends on how you want to manipulate this, right? So this is as far as your basic shapes are concerned. Then I would like to discuss is let's say more. Let me just, for example, if I have over here is a circle, and let me have another circle, and let me make this, let's say 13, and let me make this 13. Oh, sorry, 13. So I have 2 circles over here. Okay. So what I'll do now is I'll somehow do is Control X. I will place this on top of this. I will somehow change the color of this, and I'm going to align this. So how do I align this exactly in the center? you see over here is I have over here is horizontal line left. Then I have is horizontal line center. I'll click on this. Then if I proceed further, you will see is I'll come here or vertical. So vertical distribute center. Sorry, not distribute center. And then I have is left horizontal distribute center. No wait, vertical line center. So vertical line center, horizontal line center. If I do these two, I will be exactly placing this in the center of my screen. Yes or no? Did you get the point? These two
Yes, sir.
work with. Now, why? So this is the alignment of the objects is obviously very, very important because in many cases, your alignment has to be perfect. Okay. So if you make a plate or something, it has to be like this. Now, let's talk about the Pathfinder. What's Pathfinder? There are different properties available of Pathfinder. If I come to Windows, I have this Pathfinder over here. So as you can see in the Pathfinder is, I have the following. Let's talk about these. So the first one that we have is actually unite, which means if I click on this, I basically united both of them. Okay. I would somehow place this way so that I can explain you in a better way. So if I unite this is what we get. We join them together. Then I have this option which says is minus the front. Okay. This is very useful. I might be using this a lot. Okay. So we have to first of all see, your system life cycle plays a very crucial part in all the modules. System life cycle basically means you have to plan out first. So when you're doing Excel, when you're doing programming, when you're doing graphics, you just have to create a mental model really fast. And you have to think, oh, you know what, if I do this and these procedures, I will be able to make something really faster. So planning is the most important thing. Okay. Once I do a past paper with you, I will tell you the way I will plan, and I'll discuss with you that how can I make this really fast. You might be thinking of something else. Maybe your planning is better. I don't know. So we will see how it goes. Okay, you will say, so what if we do this way? What do you think? Will it not be better and faster? I would say, okay, fine. Let's try. The next option that we have is this, intersect. So here we go. I mean, obviously unions and all that, so wherever both of them are intersecting, I can make this. So this is something that we have to know. Okay, what do we plan to make? Okay, so, and then we have over here is exclude. So wherever they're intersecting, I want to exclude that particular part. Okay, so this is how we are going to use the Pathfinder. Pathfinder tends to be a very important thing. So there are other things as well, but most important are these. I'll come to these later on, not today, obviously. Okay. Then obviously, what you have is, I'll randomly discuss things. You can convert this into a gradient. Okay. You can change the gradient colors as per your needs. You can just click on this. You can turn it into blue. You can turn this into, I don't know, doesn't look nice, but fine. Yellow to blue. Okay. You can add, just like in Photoshop, you can click here and you can add another color. Click here. And let's say I want this to be dark blue somewhere in between. So if you don't want this, you can simply drag it down back. Okay. Your gradient could be linear, could be radial. It depends on what you want. Okay. So you can apply different sort of gradients on different shapes as well. Yes or no? Okay. As far as text is concerned, if I type over here is, let's say, is S. So here we go. I'll just increase the size of text. Here we go. I'll just try to make it a better, much bolder text. 1 second. It's not the text I want. Yeah, maybe something like this. So I'll just increase the size of it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to apply gradient on text. How do we do that? So you can listen to this part. So what I'll do is, if I want to apply gradient to this, I'll simply do is I will, hold on just 1 second. I will come here and over here you will find is appearance. Yeah, I'll come into appearance, and in appearance, over here, you can see is add new fill. Will you remember this? Okay, I'm recording it, you'll know it. So I repeat again, I'll come into appearance because I want to change the appearance of the object. So after coming to the appearance of the object, do you see the small arrow? I'll simply click on this and I'll say add new fill. So once I've clicked on add new fill, I can simply go to my gradient or okay, and I can simply do is over here is, here you go. I can apply this to this. You get my point?
Yes, sir.
Okay, obviously when I share the video lecture with you, you can practice it accordingly, the way you want it. So I can even select the gradient from here now as well. And I can apply it left to right, right to left, whatever I may want. I can apply the gradient to my this tool. If I want to change this to some other color, obviously I can do that as well. And I can keep on applying it the way I want to apply it. So that's how you can apply a gradient to a particular text, right?
Okay.
Right. And right. Then obviously is because Illustrator is one of the tool in which obviously, honestly speaking, in 1 hour I can discuss everything, but it will be a lot. It has to go step by step, slowly, where you have to practice. If you were with me, I would explain something, then I'll ask you to practice. I would explain, then you practice. So it's all about the how much we practice along with it. Okay, like you just saw, in just 15 minutes, I have discussed randomly many points. But the point is, you have to be sure that you know all what I've taught you. Okay, what we've learned.
Okay.
Yeah. So if let's talk about another thing. For example, I'm pretty sure you might be knowing it. Is how to work with the type on. Okay, I'm sure you know it. Let me revise it with you. So if I want to type some text over here, so that's my shape. I can click here, and now I can simply type it over here. So it's following the path. If I want any particular shape, I can do that. I can even use over here is the pen tool. In case of the pen tool, I'll just make this none, and I'll make my gradient, let's say, black, so that I know what I'm doing. So I can simply click here, click here. I can make a shape. I need to press Alt. Okay, my Alt is not working, so I'll just somehow leave it like this. Here you go. So I have this. Now I can actually write on this path as well. So same way, I'll click here and I'll click here. Okay, the font is too big. I'll just make it a bit small. And you see I can write on this path as well. Okay, same way. So you can keep on doing. I will be discussing the pen tool in more detail in the next class. Okay, because I need to change my keyboard because you need to press the Alt. So that's the key thing. How to use the Alt key and then work with the pen tool. The pen tool has add anchor, delete anchor. There are certain things that we will discuss, obviously, which tend to be very, very important. Okay, and and what else? What else? Right. Shapes have discussed. This have discussed. Text tool have discussed. And right. So right. I'll just pause. I know I just made it short, but that's the way it has to go. Because I can give you some basic thing to practice, maybe a very basic past report to practice with, and gradually I can come to the advanced. But frankly, Illustrator, I'm telling you, in the next 2 lectures, we will even finish it till the advanced. This module will not take.
Okay.
The reason why I was giving Excel so much time, and we did give it so much time, was telling you Excel for P2 and P4 both is very important. I'm telling you. Graphics is not a problem. How's your, okay, let me just pause this. How's your animate?